20-year-old forklift, the battery's dead in it. You turn it on, the bars light up halfway, and the battery only lasts for about 5-10 minutes before it absolutely carks it. So does a battery last longer than 20 years? Yes, it does. You look after them, they will run a very long time. Sometimes in these batteries you just need to remove a particular cell, just repair the one cell. But over a long period of time, the levels get thrown out and you need to adjust them. You adjust them, you put on a slow charge, you can bring this battery back to life. You're going to need access to the top of your battery. If you're lucky, you won't need to remove your battery. In my case, I do. There's special equipment to remove these batteries, but still possible without. These batteries weigh half a ton, so be careful and don't put your feet underneath the battery. At this stage, you want to be making sure you're wearing protective gear, like gloves, aprons, face masks, eye goggles, and boots, as battery acid is super dangerous. To check the status of your battery, you'll need to remove all the caps. I'm removing all the water lines not just to make a neater video, but also it's easier to wipe down the top of the batteries. It's one of those mechanics tricks. If it looks cleaner, it performs better. This battery here is 36 volts, which is made out of 18 2-volt batteries. If you test the voltage of a fully charged 36 volt battery, you're actually sitting around the 40 volts. But at the moment, this battery is sitting around the 31 volts, so it's going to need a lot of work. You'll need to check the voltage of each battery. Write down the results to monitor progress. Each battery should be around the 2.2 volts. But if you're watching this video, you're probably sitting on 1.9 or less. While checking the voltage, check the voltage between the leads. This will show if you have a good connection. If you don't, remove the leads and clean them up. If one of the smaller batteries is showing random numbers like this, it's just best to replace it with a new one. If you need to remove the battery, you can attach a chain to the 2 poles of the battery and pull it out. This is best done with equipment. Also, spraying on some oil around the battery will help it slide in and out easier. This hydrometer will help measure the specific gravity of the electrolytes in each of these batteries. You can buy this from the link below. Once again, write down all the results to monitor progress. This one is more important than the voltage. The battery temperature should be around 27 Celsius or 80 Fahrenheit for you Americans when testing. If it's too hot or too cold, it'll throw out the readings. If there is no water in the batteries, just top it up past the plates. Do not overfill. You want the hydrometer readings to be in the mid-white to green. Having it too green can be bad long term. Most of my readings are mid to high red, or 1175 to 1100. I will add 100 to 300 mils of sulfuric acid to each one of these large batteries, depending on the electrolyte levels. This is the dangerous part, so do not rush. On its first charge, keep a close eye on it, just in case it's got a bad battery. Things can heat up a fair bit. Also, put the battery in a well-ventilated area. The first couple charges will put off a strong smell. If the charger is not charging the battery, the voltage could be too low. Just run a smaller charger to bring up the voltage. For example, you can run a 12-volt charger over 6 batteries. This can take some time, but slow charging can bring the battery back up better than fast charging. Let the battery cool down before retesting the electrolyte levels. If a battery is low, just add some more sulfuric acid to that particular battery. Let the battery discharge before putting it back on charge again. Now the battery is showing 40 volts and the electrolyte levels are showing mid-white to green, so I'm good to go. The battery will continue to get better with every charge. I was initially getting about 1 minute of use out of this battery before fixing it. Now I'm getting about 3 to 4 hours of use. The manual says a brand new battery should last about 4 to 5 hours on this model. So I needed 12 litres of sulfuric acid to repair this battery. Cost $60. If I was to buy a new battery for this forklift, I would have easily been up for $8,000. I'd highly recommend giving this a crack before you buy a new battery. With this method, you can repair other lead-based batteries. Just with smaller batteries, use a lot less sulfuric acid. All fixed and repaired. Like my video and subscribe.